Attention, Mountaineer family. The commencement ceremony is about to begin. At this time, please locate the nearest emergency exit. Please silence your cell phones, tablets, and other electronic devices, and turn your attention to the outstanding students who are the focus of this day. This is their moment to shine, so please give them and their many accomplishments your full attention. Now, let's get ready to welcome our graduates.
Today, we celebrate West Virginia University's 2022 May graduates, 152 years after Marmaduke H. Dent became the university's first graduate. Please welcome the candidates for graduation from the Eberly College of Arts and Sciences. And now, please welcome members of the Platform Party. R. Gregory Dunaway, Dean of the Eberly College of Arts and Sciences. Valerie Lastinger, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Duncan Lorimer, Associate Dean for Research. Jessica Deschler, Assistant Dean for Graduate Studies. Scott Wayne, Faculty Senate Chair. Denise Giardina, today's commencement speaker and honorary degree recipient. Grand Marshal Chad Proudfoot. And Dr. E. Gordon Gee, President of West Virginia University. Please rise for the singing of our national anthem, performed today by Kira McKillop.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing for the singing of the Alma Mater.
Alma, our alma mater, the home of mountaineers, sing we of thy honor, everlasting through the
You may be seated. Please welcome to the podium Eberly College of Arts and Sciences Dean Gregory Dunaway.
Good morning. I'm Greg Dunaway, and I have the privilege of serving as the Dean of the Eberly College of Arts and Sciences. So let me begin by saying, on behalf of the College of Arts and Sciences, it is my extreme pleasure to welcome you today as we celebrate the achievements of our graduate degree candidates. Let's take a moment to congratulate them now. Those in attendance today are some of more than 250 individuals who have earned a graduate degree from the Eberly College this academic year. We know that their accomplishments reflect the dedication and support of many others, some of whom are here today. We should begin by recognizing the faculty members who have worked closely with these candidates, mentoring them as junior colleagues within their disciplines. So, with those faculty members in attendance, please stand for a moment to be recognized. Thank you. We also know that there are many others in our graduates' lives whose support and encouragement have enabled them to pursue their academic aspirations. I ask that those parents, siblings, spouses, and friends of the candidates who have been so instrumental in their success, please stand for a moment to be recognized as well. Graduates, today we celebrate the culmination of much hard work and sacrifice that has led to a great and profound achievement. You know, over my 30-plus years, I can't believe it's that long, in academia, I have met with countless number of graduate students or individuals considering postgraduate education. And one of the most important things I share with prospective graduate students is that in order to be successful in graduate studies, you need to be prepared to sacrifice. And as you reach the culmination of your studies, I would like for you to reflect on those sacrifices that you've made. Sacrifice takes many shapes. The most obvious is that you've delayed, unlike a lot of your friends and colleagues, going into the labor force. You've pursued your education in hopes that by furthering your education, you will attain a better and more fulfilling opportunity in the future. Thus, most of you have essentially taken a vow of poverty over the past several years, probably committing to a steady diet of ramen noodles, pizza, coffee, or your assorted energy drinks. You no doubt have sacrificed sleep. You've likely sacrificed the amount of time you would otherwise spend with friends and family in order to pursue your studies. And you've likely sacrificed your ego a bit. Graduate training can be very humbling. You have to put yourself and your work out for review constantly. And it can be at times difficult to learn that not everything that you've done is not perfect. And sometimes the process of review can shake one's confidence to its core. So today, I want you to know that our faculty and administration understand just how hard you have worked and how much you've given to achieve these prestigious degrees. And you have every right to be proud of your accomplishments. I assure you that your sacrifice will be rewarded. I have every expectation that your advanced training and research has led you to master your respective body of knowledge to the point where you become leaders in your fields. And your leadership and knowledge will be needed. The challenges that face our society today are many and very serious. To solve these challenges will require individuals who have both specialized knowledge to understand the challenges we face, as well as the skills to apply that knowledge in order to meet those challenges. Our world demands that it be led by those who are not only highly educated and trained, but by those who possess a desire to make our world a better place, a more respectful and just place, one that values diversity of humanity, and by those who will endeavor to persevere in accomplishing these goals. You might say, individuals who possess a mountaineer spirit, and you are such individuals. In closing, I wish to remind you that you are among a select group of individuals who have achieved the highest level of education. Use your knowledge wisely and not just for yourself. Put it to practice and apply it to help others. Your communities, your state, and your nation all need you. In this way, you will certainly not have made your sacrifice in vain. We are exceedingly proud of your accomplishments, and we feel honored that you are part of the Mountaineer family. Congratulations, graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the President of West Virginia University, Dr. E. Gordon Gee, for the presentation of the honorary degree to Denise Giardina. Faculty Senate Chair-elect Scott Wayne will assist the President with this presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Dean. Ladies and gentlemen, it's wonderful to be here. This is an intimate group in a large setting, isn't it? It's very nice to see everyone here today. Will Denise Giardina please come forward? Denise Giardina grew up in a coal camp in McDowell County, a setting that has informed many of her critically acclaimed works of fiction. Her 1987 novel, Storming Heaven, dramatized labor strife in West Virginia's southern coalfields during the early 20th century. Storming Heaven was a Discovery selection of the Book of the Month Club and a New Voices selection of the Quality Paperback Book Club. It also received that year's W.D. Weatherford Award for the best published work about the Appalachian South. The Los Angeles Times called the novel brilliant, diamond-hard fiction, heart-wrenching, tough, and tender. Her follow-up novel, The Unquiet Earth, also received the Weatherford Award, as well as an American Book Award and the Lillian Smith Award for Fiction, the oldest literary award in the South. Another novel, Saints and Villains, is a fictionalized biography of Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a German Lutheran pastor who stood against fascism in Nazi Germany. This novel won the 1999 Boston Book Review Fisk Fiction Prize and was a semifinalist for the International Dublin Literary Award. Giardina also has written 3 other novels, Good King Harry, Fallen's Secret, and Emily's Ghost, as well as a play called Robert and Ted that explores the friendship of the late U.S. Senators Edward M. Kennedy and Robert C. Byrd. An ordained deacon in the Episcopal Church, she received a bachelor's degree in history from West Virginia Wesleyan College and a Master of Divinity from Virginia Theological Seminary. Giardina's opinion pieces have appeared in the New York Times, the Washington Post, and many other national and West Virginia publications. So, ladies and gentlemen, and Denise Giardina, on this day, May 15, 2022, in recognition of your distinguished career, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Letters honoris causa, with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations. Okay, we just want to say, come on, everyone, get up. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Denise Giardina to the podium.
When I was in the 8th grade, My English teacher recommended that I read the novel The Lord of the Flies by William Golding. The story is about a group of schoolboys who are stranded on an island and have come to create a society for themselves. Golding would later win the Nobel Prize for Literature. When my mother took me to the public library in Charleston to check out the book, the librarian wouldn't let me have it. "She's too young," the librarian said. But her teacher recommended she read it, my mother said. It didn't matter to the librarian. I had to be 17 years old to read the book, no matter what my reading level was. This was in 1964. Librarians in Charleston have since told me that this has long not been the case. But as I followed the news about books being removed from libraries around the country, it sounds like we're back in 1964. My mother said then, "Well, I'll check the book out." "No," the librarian said, "you'll just give it to her." My mother was furious. She took me around the corner to Major's bookstore, which existed in those days very near the library. They had a copy of The Lord of the Flies. My mother bought it and handed it to me. "Now," she said, "don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't read something." My message to you today, unfortunate that it needs to be said still in 2022. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't read something. Teachers, don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't discuss something in your class. Students and everyone, don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't ask a question. Reading freely and asking questions is an essential component of a democratic society, and the questions that grow from that reading are more important and more necessary than answers. The great poet Rainer Maria Rilke said, "Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves. Do not seek the answers which cannot be given you because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions. Beware answers and those who live them. Stalin in the Soviet Union had answers. Xi in China has answers. Putin in Russia has answers. Hitler in Germany had the final answer. But as that great philosopher Alex Trebek once said, answers can kill, but questions can take you anywhere. Ask questions always, and beware those who would limit your ability to do so by denying you books. Those forces are out there right now, and they must be opposed. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy a performance of Simple Gifts.
'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, it will be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning, we come round right. 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, it will be in the valley of love and delight.
We will now present the students who fulfill the requirements for graduation from the Eberly College of Arts and Sciences of West Virginia University. Dean Dunaway, please join President Gee center stage to congratulate the graduates. Presenting the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Biology. Melissa Axelrod Lehrer. Presenting the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry. Lloyd Benwally. Lindsay Veltri. Stephen William Nolden. S. M. Ashokar Raman. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Science in Chemistry. Jacob Michael Mosteller. Presenting the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Communication Studies. Sarah Elliott Pitts. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Arts in Communication Studies. Brianna Nicole Britt. Mindy Suzanne Longhurst. Sarah Snyder Smith. Tyler Turner. Presenting the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in English. Muhammad Manzoor Alam. Aaron James Roven. Now presenting the candidates for the Master of Arts in English. Andrew Lewis. Miranda Gale Smith. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Arts in Professional Writing and Editing. Devin Rochelle Lacey. Now the candidates for the Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing. Rachel Taylor Bradley. Presenting the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Forensic Science. Trevon Kuman. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Science in Forensic and Investigative Science. Oyedon Adeoye. Sarah Rain Bodner. Coral Smith. Presenting the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Geography. Alana K. Higgins. Barbara Lucille McLennan. Jessica Lynn Matai. Now the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Geology. Shelby Isom. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Science in Geology. Lindsay Amon Cromwell. Now the candidates for the Master of Arts in Geography. Sarah Woolard. Presenting the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in History. Elizabeth Moore. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Arts in Public History. Nathaniel Bauder. Crystal Kuhn. Megan Louise Nielsen. Katie Saucer. Marianne Steinmiller. Presenting the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Mathematics. Ali Abdul Hussein. Gabriel Mohammed Albrecht. Ryan Tyler Hansen. Omema Ali Lasfar. Chang Han Pan. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Science in Mathematics. Ariel Agatha Crawford. Sarah Fleischer. Matthew Snyder. Babita Timolsina. Presenting the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Physics. Utpala Herath. Kristen Wilkinson. Chaturanga Piatilaka. Caitlin Witt. Ashok Chowdhury. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Science in Physics. Christopher Wheatley. Presenting the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Political Science. Q Shao Shin. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Science in Psychology. Olivia Frazier. Rebecca Lynn Damitz. Now the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Elena Grace Tiani. Casey Don Wright. Presenting the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Child Psychology. Christine Durkin. Karin Arabi Nejad. Emily Deming. Now the candidates for the Master of Public Administration. Ashlyn Ann Rosetta Courtney. Chelsea Diane Dean. V. Konopka. Brianna Small. Leanne Williams. Christine Cora Anderson. Madison White. Mason Arbogast. Jacob Coots. Jacqueline Rich. Nicholas J. Reeder. Casey Nathaniel Putney. Benjamin Evans. Catherine Peary. Now presenting the candidates for the Certificate in Healthcare Administration. Rudy Safarudin. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Legal Studies. Daniel Aaron Ashley. Amanda Davis. David D. Hudson. Allison Phillips. Now presenting the candidates for the Master of Social Work. Lucy Elena Litton. Helen Kalechi Herdeboya. Josandra DeFazio. Charlotte Emily Patterson. Maria Renee Bernardo. Kayla Harris. Davy Shea Stanley. Atlee Hauser. Brianna Bogus. Hallie Stewart. Megan Falkenstein. Renee Slattery. Aisha Hashmi. Naomi Krickenberger. Sarah Lemke. Nora Clark. Holly Michelle Danner. Kaylin Ann Jones. Hannah Ray Taylor. Megan Powell. Audrey Elizabeth Gibb. Hannah Marie Ray. Kaylin Spade. Chantel Friend. Kayla Elizabeth Trunnell. Alexa Jade Harris. Vanessa Hamada. Brooke Ray Miller. Shannon Claire McDaniel. Sierra Merrill. Chelsea Diane Dean. Brianna Small. Leanne Williams. Zoe Michael Wright. Eileen Turkaloo. Presenting the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Sociology. Vivian Fiona Gutler. Michaela Grace Zimmerman. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Arts in Sociology. Marina Maud Hamdan. Summer Kuhn. From the Department of World Languages, Literatures, and Linguistics, presenting the candidates for the Master of Arts in Linguistics. Timothy Ellis Madonna. Salome Copa. Also graduating with a Master of Arts in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. Jessica Paula Jurado Arazo. Camila Mastropasqua. Also graduating with a Master of Arts in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. Cristina Otero del Real. Kyle St. Aubin Reams. Constantia Viviana Reinhardt. Baptiste Verniev. Also graduating with a Master of Arts in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. Now presenting the candidates for the Master of Arts in Spanish. Javier Garcia Fernandez. Also graduating with a Master of Arts in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Arts in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. Amelia Ann Arrington. Emil Asinov. Haley Elizabeth Hall. President Gee, this concludes the presentation of the candidates for graduation from the Eberly College of Arts and Sciences.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a great day. Thank you all for being here, and thanks to all of those in the audience. We're always delighted to have you here. I would just have to say that this is a poignant moment for me. 42 years ago, this week was the first time I conducted commencement as university president, right here in this building, and so it's been a long journey for you and for me. But I have to tell you a story. So a young man came across the stage yesterday, and he looked at me. He said, "Oh, it's so wonderful to meet you. My grandparents graduated when you were here the last time." I'm about ready to kill the damn kid, you know? It was, and then I ran into a mother yesterday. She came up, and I was just coming in. I just had on my suit coat, and she said, "Well, are you the president of the university?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "You're so small." I didn't know quite what. Well, I guess if you're a basketball coach, you have to be. There's no requirement in size for me, I guess. So, anyway, it's great to be here with all of you, and I'm delighted to be here to celebrate this class of 2022. This commencement experience is something I think we've all missed. We have all missed it. It has been 2 years of a real challenge. The COVID-19 pandemic upended our most venerable traditions, among which, of course, is commencement, and disrupted so many of our basic routines. So today, I began by congratulating our graduates for the tremendous resolve they have shown in achieving the milestone. And I might just say to all of you that 54 years ago, when I received my degree, I can remember exactly who I sat next to, exactly where I went to eat, exactly what I did afterwards. I can't remember a darn thing what the university president said, so you're in great shape today. College, let me just say this, College is never easy, but over the past 2 years, students everywhere endured a very unique journey, unrelated to the usual hurdles of algebra equations, reading assignments, and nerve-wracking exams. In fact, life itself seems to become an endless final exam with ever-shifting answers, mask required or optional, testing necessary or not, classes online or in person, gatherings possible or impermissible. Running this gauntlet has taken its toll on students. It has taken its toll on our faculty and staff, and increasing rates of depression and anxiety nationwide have made that abundantly clear. However, to everyone in this audience, you have persevered. Your resilience to me is awe-inspiring and deserves a special round of applause. So, will those back here, will you applaud these graduates and tell them of your appreciation? So, in seemingly hopeless times, resilience, that great word, arms us against despair and builds the courage to overcome obstacles. And the hope you have honed to survive and thrive over the past 2 years will serve you well throughout your lives. Recent research, I just read this about a month ago, and I thought it was so interesting, I thought I'd share it with you, shows that hopeful people are happier, less lonely, and more effective at reaching their goals than their gloomier peers. Hopeful athletes are more competitive. And I hope our football team is very hopeful this year. Hopeful professionals are more productive, more engaged, and more creative. Hopefulness strengthens our resolve to fight for our principles and freedoms, as this very day the brave people of Ukraine are doing. And hopefulness lets us take our creativity to the next level, the steep step from having big ideas to using those ideas to solve real problems. It is easy to find excuses to maintain the status quo in our work and in our lives. Complacency, that worst of all words, comfort and fear of the unknown are the greatest impediments to change and innovation. The possibility of failure is not a reason to resist change. Failure is, in fact, an inevitable and even mandatory detour on the road to any worthwhile goal. How many failures did Galileo experience, or Michelangelo? How many failures have the scientists in our space programs overcome on our way to the moon and soon to Mars? Your own journey, ladies and gentlemen, may not lead you to Mars, but it can lead to positive change if, and only if, you commit to your unique purpose and make your choices serve that purpose. Whatever path you choose the education you received here at West Virginia University, and it will guide you to ever higher summits. The family members and friends and teachers who supported you throughout the years, think about all of them, your first grade teachers, that English professor that scared the heck out of you. Almost everyone is here to continue to cheer you on. And on their behalf, I would like to offer a few words of wisdom you can carry forward as you leave here today. First, when in doubt, just take the next small step. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, and show up. Keep your sense of humor. Something I will just say that I learned this week, and so I thought I would apply it to you immediately. Always, always, always check the contents of the bag before you leave the drive-through window. Avoid envy by accepting what you have not pining for what others seem to have. If we all toss, and I really do believe this, if we all tossed our problems in a pile and saw what everyone else is coping with, we would most likely grab our own problems back. Pay off your credit cards every month. Pay off your credit cards every month, and you will never have to worry about ending up as a contestant on the Squid Game. When hard times strike, as they sometimes will, cry with someone. It is more healing than crying alone. So if social media is raising your blood pressure, then, damn it, get offline and talk to actual human beings. Healthy habits promote a longer and happier life. But when it comes to chocolate, give in. Resistance is futile. Make peace with your past so that you will not screw up the future. Unlike Marvel characters, we only have one timeline to work with, so each choice we make has lasting repercussions on our future. Above all, be glad that recent years have already taught you a very important lesson. Life will not always be fair, but it can always be good. and your hopeful spirit will accompany you wherever you go and inspire you past every obstacle. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Will the candidates from the Eberly College of Arts and Science please rise? Will all of you please rise? Your graduate level studies in literature, the humanities, mathematics, the natural sciences, and the social and behavioral sciences prepared you for many scholarly and professional paths. But more importantly, they have given you the tools to be community leaders and informed global citizens. To you, our world is looking for new ideas and creative solutions. Having gained deeper knowledge and enlarged your confidence, you are ready to help us discover the past, make sense of the present, and form our hopes for the future. As a West Virginia University graduate, put your mountaineer values to work solving problems and changing lives. Make service to others not just an obligation, but your passion. Nurture your curiosity. Nurture that curiosity that enables you to visualize new ideas, try new solutions, and blaze new paths. Respect others. Respect others and search for common ground on which to build our shared future. Be accountable to yourself and others for working your hardest and maintaining the highest possible ethics. Celebrate successes that education has put within your reach and inspire others to value the world-changing power of scientific discovery and artistic expression, and above all, make every day that you live an opportunity to learn. So by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. So ladies and gentlemen, each and every one of you, please join me in congratulating our newest graduates, and congratulations.
Please remain standing, graduates. University marshals will release you in an orderly manner after the platform party exits the floor.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Missed a taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning hours. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday, Lord, yesterday.